जयधारी माँ। हर जीवन अनेक प्रकार के रंगों से भरा हुआ है। बातचीत वही रंग बांटेगी आप सबके साथ। हम सब एक हैं, बस सोच अलग अलग है। बटोर लीजिए उन रंगों को, जो भी आप चाहें इस बातचीत से, और ढाल लीजिए अपनी सोच में। यही मकसद है इस बातचीत का। आइए मिलते हैं अपने प्यारे से मेहमान से। अतिथि देवो भव।
जयधारी माँ, सतनाम भाई गुरु जी, आप सबको गुरपुरब की लख लख बधाइयाँ। You know, when you go hiking, camping, trekking, you pack a lovely backpack with all that you think is essential or जो काम आएगा. I think it's a good idea to pack a good backpack to hike through life with the right kind of attitude, the right kind of skill set, tools, prayer, acceptance, in all aspects, emotional, physical, spiritual, financial, social. आज बात करेंगे सर के साथ how to pack that backpack to help us go through life, live through life. That's effort. उतना तो हम कर सकते हैं. आइए पहले उनके ऊपर एक वीडियो देखते हैं, फिर उनसे बातें करते हैं, उनसे पूछते हैं सब कुछ. जी.
Winners don't do different things, they do things differently.
धन्यवाद sir. Very welcome sir. Very welcome.
Thank
Fantastic.
you very much. I'm grateful to all of you. Absolutely, Saina and Kiran, both of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you sir.
I'm grateful, man.
जी
I'm
मम्मी
honored.
अब शुरू शुरू करें जी जी शुरू
Here's
करें
my very, very revered friend, very,
Grateful.
very revered friend, who has inspired me all my life too.
I'm grateful. In fact, you are such a big inspiration yourself. Kiran,
No, Shiv.
absolutely. You're a great mentor all over.
No,
And
you've
you've influenced
inspired
a lot of
millions, and I'm one of those millions.
जी
grateful.
जी सर जैसे आप ठीक समझे मैं अपनी समझ से आपसे एक चीज़ पूछना चाहूँगी शुरुआत में सर हमारे पास द ग्रेटेस्ट रिसोर्स अगर रिसोर्स की बात करें पोजेशन की बात करें जैसे भी उसको वर्ड करना चाहें इज आवर ओन लाइफ हमारी खुद की जिंदगी हमारे खुद के कर्म हमारी खुद की सोच ये बात समझना कितना ज़रूरी है दैट it's so important to add value to our own life and to add value to the life of everybody else around the surroundings. How does one do that? To add real value to our own life, this gift of life that we've got. Ji sir.
Saina, my book that you see, You Can Achieve More, my first sentence, it starts with, a person with a positive attitude cannot be stopped. सब ध्यान दीजिएगा, ए पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड वाले इंसान को आप कभी रोक नहीं सकते और नेगेटिव एटीट्यूड वाले इंसान को आप कभी मदद नहीं कर सकते. You cannot help them either. And that is a crucial part. And let me share with you two things. The subtitle to my first book, You Can Win, was Winners Don't Do Different Things, They Do Things Differently. तो अक्सर लोग पूछते हैं कि what do they do differently? Should I continue in Hindi or English? What do you prefer?
Sir, both are fine. Both are fine. Absolutely fine.
So
Yeah.
my point is, अक्सर लोग पूछते हैं what do they do differently? And my answer is, winners form the habit of doing things losers don't like to do. And what are the things losers don't like to do? They're the same things winners don't like to do either, but they do it anyway. आप देखिए, losers don't like to get up in the morning. Winners don't like to get up in the morning either, but they get up anyway. See, losers don't like to work hard. Winners don't like to work hard either, but they work hard anyway. See, they form the habit of doing things losers don't like to do. Now, why do I share this with you? Because if we have to think to do the right thing, we can never do it right. It must come automatic. आप देखिए साइना, when we were little kids, our parents said one thing: form good habits and habits form characters. Repeat करता हूं मैं. Our parents said one thing: form good habits and habits form characters. Because 90% of our behavior is habitual. We don't think, we just act. And if we have positive habits, we are a positive character. And if we have negative habits, we are a negative character. And you find good habits are hard to come by, but they're easy to live with. And bad habits come easy, but they're hard to live with. And before we got the habits got us. This is how life is all about. और ये जो आपने बात की है कि how important is it for self development and adding value to self and others. देखिए, today skill development has become a big issue all over the world, and countries are putting a lot of emphasis on skill development. See, skill development will help you make a living, but self development will help you make a fortune. मैं दोबारा से कहता हूं, skill development will help you make a living, but self development will help you make a fortune. और जो आपने वैल्यू एडिशन जो बात कही है, You see, there's so much of emphasis on skill development, which I disagree. Now, it is important, all right, but countries are not built on skills. Countries are built on character. You see, you have a skilled doctor who lacks character. To them, every person who walks into the hospital is not a patient, it's a target. They will do useless surgeries, they will do useless tests unnecessarily. A skilled lawyer who lacks character will take you for a ride for 25 years and squeeze the hell out of you. A skilled judge who lacks character will give judgments but no justice. See, a skilled IAS officer, IPS officer, they lack character. They will become mafia themselves. You see, this is reality. So when you talk of adding values to yourself and society, you see, it is not skill development. It is really character development that makes a world of a difference. Without that, nations don't work. You may get there, it doesn't matter. So really I could just go on and on, but आपने कई बारी सुना होगा लोगों को ये कहते हुए कि साहब इसकी तो किस्मत अच्छी है, मिट्टी को हाथ लगाता है सोना हो जाती है, और इसकी किस्मत खराब है, सोने को हाथ लगाता है मिट्टी हो जाती है. Now there's a lot of truth in this statement, minus the word किस्मत, minus the word. You see, जिसको कहते हैं कि किस्मत अच्छी है, मिट्टी को हाथ लगाता है सोना हो जाती है, analyze their life, analyze every transaction in their life, and you will find the positive behavior has become habitual. Every time they do it right, it happens right because the reflexes are moving right. And the person you call unlucky, analyze their life, analyze every transaction in their life, and you will find the negative behavior has become habitual. Every time they do it wrong. It happens wrong because the reflexes are moving wrong. This is reality. That's why you go and Dr. Kiran Bedi will help that with that. Go check out people in the defense services. Do you know that 60 to 70% of the career in defense services goes into simulation of warfare? What is simulation? They play war games as if there's a real war going on right now. Why? Because they want to bring into reflex action. Why? Because they realize that when there's a real war, if they have to think to fight a war, do you think they can fight a war? Never. It is reflex action. Same thing, if you want to add value to yourself and society, you want to bring all positive behavior into reflex action. If you have to think to do the right thing, you can never do it right. Ab dekhiye, in martial art, and I'm sure Dr. Bedi will certify that, in martial art, you get the white belt, yellow, orange, purple, green, brown, black belt. 5 years later, the black belt is practicing the same thing what you learned in the white belt. Why? Because the teacher wants to get the block and punch into reflex action. Block, punch, block, punch, block, punch. Reflexes. Why? Because the teacher realizes that if the student is ever in a street fight, if he has to think to block and punch, he'll get beaten up. A martial art person never has to think to block and punch. They never commit their blow till you commit. And after that, their reflexes move so fast. It just takes one, it's all over. So my only point contention is that to add values, we need a character development. And self-development will help you make a fortune. Skill development will only help you make a living. And that's the crucial part. I could just go on. We do a 4-day leadership program. And in fact, someday I'll invite you for it anyway. And I'll request Dr. Bedi to come over one day. Yeah, go ahead. I could go on, but I stopped right here.
Yes, yes, sir. Sir, talk to our youth today. Is there anything called overnight success? Talk to them. They need to hear this. Is there anything called overnight success? And what is success?
You know something? I do address schools and colleges, many different parts of the world. And by the way, just to share with you something, a little good news, IIM Nagpur has signed up a partnership agreement with us. They have collaborated with us. It is mandatory for every IIM in Nagpur, they have to go through a leadership program now. You see, this is something new. And tomorrow we are having a meeting with IIM Sambalpur and Ranchi also. But let me share with you what the whole thing is all about. With when you just repeat your question one more time. Yeah, sorry, the students part you talked about the youth today.
Yes, sir. Is there anything called overnight success? And what
No,
is success?
no. You see, it took me 35, 40 years to come to this point where I am today. And that's what they call, and that's what when people see a success story, you know what they say? Must be lucky, must be at the right place at the right time. Now, this is an incomplete statement. I mentioned in my book, you see, being at the right place at the right time is important, but you need to be the right person. If you're not the right person, you could be at the right place at the right time, get nothing in life. And now, number two, not only do you need to be the right person at the right place at the right time, but you need to do the right thing also at that time. Now, you could be the right person at the right place at the right time, and you don't do the right thing, you get nothing in life. See, we need to complete the entire statement. That means we must be something before we get anything. You don't get anything in life. And you see, the subtitle to this book is, if you want to stand out, you need to do something outstanding. I repeat, if you want to stand out, you need to do something outstanding. Now, what does that really mean? Because many times people say, I want to have an extraordinary success. I want to have an extraordinary life. I want to have an extraordinary income. You need to ask, are you an extraordinary person? Are you willing to work extraordinarily hard in life? Do you have extraordinary commitments in life? Do you have extraordinary integrity in life? Do you have extraordinary relationships in life? You got none of these things, you will get nothing in life. Nothing. You are nothing, you will get nothing in life, and that's what really life is all about. Now, I was doing a program once for a very big group of people. They were doctors, engineers, attorneys, accountants, a couple of hundred people. It's a very big group. And especially when you asked about the question on the youth part, as I came in, I said, never, and they were asking me out competition today. And I said, never in the history of mankind has it been so easy to succeed in life the way it is today. Regardless of your profession, we have no competition. When I said that twice, Saina, one person said, how come we have no competition? I went up to him and I asked him this one question, and I'm asking you the same question, and I'm asking the entire audience through you the same question. How many people do you know right now walking off the street who are willing to do a little bit more than what they get paid for? How many? Answer is hardly any. Most people today don't even want to do what they get paid for. There's a second big category of people who only want to do what they can get by with. And there's a very small fraction of people who are willing to do a little bit more than what they get paid for. And I asked him, if you fall into that category, I don't care what your profession is, tell me where's your competition. Today, you can't even find a good accountant. You can't find a good attorney today. You can't find a good carpenter. You can't find a good plumber. You can't find a good anything. Folks, look at this. And if you read life histories of people who have succeeded in life, and Saina, keep in mind, success is one thing, but then sustaining success is another. I repeat, if you read life histories of people who have succeeded in life and then sustained success and then maintained goodwill. Look, you could be successful financially and you have ill will, you are a failure. Those who have succeeded, sustained success, maintained goodwill, they all have lived by this one principle in life. And that is, I shall always give more than what I get to my family. I shall always give more than what I get to my organization. I shall always give more than what I get to my customer. And I shall always give more than what I get to my society and my country. Tell me, if everybody in this country starts living by this one principle, tell me what would happen to this country. Do you need a PhD to understand this? Do you need an MBA to understand this? You know the sad part? After doing PhD and MBA, they still don't understand this anyway. You see, I am talking out of gratitude, and I'm grateful to God. For every one client we take, we refuse two. And for the past 35 years, we've not made one outbound call for corporate business. It is inbound. Why do our clients hire us? There are many more qualified people than us. My academics are, I'm a BCom third division, I failed in my 10th. I repeat, my academics are, I'm a BCom third division, I failed in my 10th. I started life, we had coal mines, they got nationalized, everything finished. So I started life with a bucket in my hand, washing cars door to door, and then gradually got into selling life insurance. And you know, our clients hire us today only because our commitments to them is never 100%. It is always 200%. Tell me, where's the competition? But let me come back to you on my selling life insurance. And within 3 months, my manager called me back to fire me for non-performance. So I told my manager, I said, Joe, wait a minute, before you fire me, at least hear me out. I'm not an educated person. I'm a BCom third division, failed in my 10th. That's my academics. I'm not a doctor, engineer, attorney, accountant. I'm a BCom third division. And I said, how do you expect performance out of me? And that day, Saina, somebody spoke very harshly to me. And he shouted at me. And he said, you shut up and listen to me. He didn't say this politely. He shouted at me. He said, you shut up and listen to me. And he said to me, he said, you don't have a handicap, you have a bad attitude. And he said to me, it is people like you who not only ruin their own life, but they also ruin their family's life too. He says, do you know who has a handicap in life? He said, the doctor, engineer, attorney, accountant, they all have handicaps. I said, boy, I never heard that one. How do they have handicaps? He said, go check out all over the world. It is generally true. They all have chosen their field, they are stuck, generally true. And he said to me, you haven't chosen your field. Don't you see the world is open to you? I said, Joe, I never thought from that point of view. Then he said to me, now that you're fired, he said, you got all the time to think. He said, leave my office. I left his office about 47 years ago that day. And that evening, Saina, I might take 2 or 3 extra minutes here now. You see, that evening, I attended a program by Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, the man who wrote the book, Power of Positive Thinking. And he looked at everybody and he said, you people appear so cool, calm, comfortable. It appears nobody has a problem here. Now, who doesn't have a problem? So he asked, does anybody have a problem? So everybody raised their hand. Then he said, how many people would like to get rid of the problem? Again, everybody raised their hand. And then he said, while I was coming here, I came across a place where I saw some people lying down, all stretched out, comfortable, totally relaxed. They had no problem whatsoever. How many people would like to know where that place is? Again, everybody raised their hand. And then Dr. Peale said, 2 blocks away from here, there's a cemetery. Ek Shamshan Ghat hai sa wahan par. There are people lying there, all stretched out, comfortable, totally relaxed. They have no problem whatsoever. Then he asked, how many people would like to get rid of the problem? Nobody raised their hand. Everybody put their hand in their pocket. And that day, Dr. Peale said, remember, problem is a sign of life. So long as we are alive, we shall have problems. The day we don't have problems, we'll be dead. And when you're running short of problems, watch out, he's calling you upstairs quickly. And then that day, Dr. Peel gave a prayer, which I'm sure you heard it before, but let me repeat it, and I'll say it once in English and once in Hindi. It is called the Serenity Prayer. It says, God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, and courage to change the things that I can, and wisdom to know the difference what I can and what I cannot. परमात्मा मुझे संतुलन दो, जो बदल नहीं सकता आपकी सौगात समझ के स्वीकार करो, और अगर बदल सकता हूं तो मुझे इतनी हिम्मत और हौसला दो कि बदल दो, और इतनी सुबुद्धि दो कि उनमें फर्क बता सकूं, क्या बदल सकता हूं और क्या मैं नहीं बदल सकता. In my opinion, this is the gist of life. Analyze and dissect this little prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. Now, question is, Saina, can we change everything in this world to suit ourselves? No. Can we mold and manipulate everything in this world to suit ourselves? Answer is no. There are many, many, many things beyond us, such as, I didn't choose my parents, neither did you. I didn't decide where I was going to be born, neither did you. If this is the color of my skin and my height, there's nothing I can do about it. Granted, sometimes people are born deformed. And sometimes bad things do happen to good people for no fault of their own. What wrong did they do? Who knows? But many times we keep fighting the things we just cannot change, and we bring stress into our lives, and we become paralyzed, and we become unproductive. So if I cannot change, let me accept it graciously, not grudgingly. And if I can change, then give me the courage to do it, and wisdom to know the difference what I can and what I cannot. Now, when I wrote my book, You Can Achieve More, I took this thought 2 steps forward. और मैंने अपनी किताब में लिखा है that life is full of choices and life is full of compromises. Seems like a contradiction, but not really. See, if I ill-treat you, I've chosen to be ill-treated, haven't I? If I treat you with discourtesy, I have chosen to be treated with discourtesy, haven't I? See, if I light up a cigarette, I've chosen to invite cancer, haven't I? If I drink and drive, I've chosen to invite an accident, haven't I? See, if I exercise every day, I've chosen to invite good health, haven't I? And if I eat too much every day, I've chosen to be obese, haven't I? And look at this. If I tell lies, I have chosen to lose my credibility, haven't I? See, life is full of choices. Now, the next sentence is very important. We are all free to the point of choice, but after we make our choices, the choice controls the chooser. We have no more choice. Freedom stops. We are only free to the point of choice. After that, choice controls the chooser. And how is life full of compromises? See, as somebody said, well, in life, we cannot choose the cards that are dealt to us. What we can choose is how we play the game. And that is crucial. And just to cut it short, you see, many times people ask me, Mr. Khera, people who are successful, don't they make mistakes? And people who fail in life, don't they do positive things in life? And my answer is that people who do succeed, they do make mistakes. But remember, making a mistake once in a while does not bring failure. Repeating the same mistake again and again is what brings failure. And doing something positive once in a while doesn't bring success either. Repeating the same positive behavior again and again is what brings success. Now, Saina, after I attended Dr. Peel's program, I went back to my manager and I said, Joe, give me one more shot. Don't fire me. Give me one more shot. And I said, if you fire me today, I don't know where to go. And the only place I know where to go is go back to washing cars. And I said, I don't want to do that anymore. I have a family to support. I have a little daughter. I make a commitment. I will not let you down because of my effort. But please withdraw the papers. He said to me, he said, Shiv, that's not your small one, that's your big one. And he said, I will only withdraw the papers if you make a commitment, not to me, but to yourself. And I made a commitment that day. And that was one of the turning points in my life. And don't we all have some turning points? That day he withdrew the paper. And that year I went ahead, sold close to $1 million. Next year, 3 million. Year after, close to 5 million. Moved on to the US. I bought out a company out of California in 1984, started a New Jersey operation with no clients, and I sold my company with close to 500 clients for a decent sum. Now, why do I share my life with you? One, I kept failing all my life and kept blaming the whole world for my failure, not realizing that I was my own biggest problem. Nothing changed outside. Something changed inside, and the direction in my life changed. And through you, I ask this question: aren't we our own biggest problem? In fact, you find most of the time we are. And second thing I learned was when my manager said to me, you shut up and listen to me. That day I learned one thing, that sometimes in life you got to be unkind to be kind. Are you with me? See, sometimes in life you got to be unkind to be kind. And the third thing I learned was I was on commission, I was selling life insurance. I wouldn't get any money unless I sold, and I had no money. But I saw there were some people in our company, they were getting salaries, but they were not doing their job. And that is the time I learned the difference between making money versus earning money. I learned one thing: making money is criminal, earning money is spiritual. Are you with me? Making money is criminal, earning money is spiritual. And what is the difference? When you earn money, you put your energy and ethics behind it. I repeat, you put your energy and ethics behind it. And that is what we need to learn. What are we talking about? And show me any school in the world which is teaching this stuff. Nobody's teaching all this stuff here. And there was a survey by Gallup in the US which said that 63% of people who go to work, they're disengaged, which means they don't do their job. And additional 24% are actively disengaged, which means they don't let others also don't do their job. That leaves only 13% of people who go to work actually do work. Tell me, is this not an integrity issue? And also, the same study said that today, with social media the way it is, when people go to work, they spend 2 to 3 hours per day on the personal social media. Is that what we're getting paid for? When somebody steals your wallet, what do you call that person? A thief. And when we do all these things, what are we? Aren't we the same thing? We need to get our basics right.
Shiv,
See,
Shiv,
wages without work amounts to
Shiv,
stealing. Yeah,
Shiv, can I ask? A management school, a teacher of a management school called me up the other day, and he said he has a question. He had a challenge, and that's a challenge I wish to throw to you because maybe it's answering general answer. It must be a problem for many. You know, you talked about the management school you're signing up an MOU with. That school said they've got students who paid a very hefty fee for a management school, but they're not inspired. Students are not inspired to learn. They don't want to learn. So what does he do? Can you have an answer? How do you
sure.
get these students inspired?
You know something, Kiran? The sad part is today the media, parents, everybody, we are teaching our kids only two words. As parents and teachers, we're teaching only two words. We teach our kids only thing: succeed and win, succeed and win, succeed and win, succeed and win. That's all we're teaching them. But you know something? Life always does not go up, 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 up. It also comes. We never taught our kids how to fail and how to lose. And remember, failure and losing is a reality in life. It happens
Now
to all
these,
of us. No,
Shiv,
no,
these
wait.
are teachers. These are
No, no, let
teachers,
me
they're not
finish.
parents.
Okay, let me finish. Even teachers are teaching the same thing. The bottom line is that sadly today, kids that are coming out of our schools and colleges, they have a piece of paper. The expectations are so high. They all want to start as CEOs. No wonder you have so much attrition today. That's why they don't last. And they have never learned to fail. And when they fail, they're depressed. Look at the depression rate has gone up, and I'm sure you are aware of it
So
all over
how
the
does the
world.
college begin? Shiv, how does the college begin? Can you guide the college? How do they begin?
Look,
How do they begin with these negatives?
Kiran, college, starting teaching them in college, one, it is too late. Remember, it is too late. There are many studies done which says by the time a child is age 4, 90% of the attitude is fixed. They learn that, and for the first 4 years, parent is the only teacher. They have not gone to school. Today, the play school comes in second, third, fourth year, and so on. But by the time a kid is 4 years old, parent is the only teacher.
So
And
how does a
wait, wait,
management school
coming, coming,
take
coming,
off?
coming. And by the time a child is age 14, their values are fixed. This is what people learn. And that is the sad part. So, but bottom line is we need to have structured programs as part of the academics. By the way, that is one part which we don't have. Number two, you can have all the academics and teaching in colleges that you do want. You can teach everything you want. It doesn't mean a damn thing. You know why? The leadership, if people see is all corrupt, you know what they say? It is good on paper but doesn't work in reality. Kids, go teach everything to them. They will say only one thing: it is good on paper. You know something? Today, people who go into schools, their major anything they come out is they look at what is my take home, what is my going to get. Yeah, money is important. Don't get me wrong. But you need to learn something more. I'll share with you one more thing about my daughter. She had done his master's in US. I'm talking of the year 2000 when the dot-com thing came up. It just bloomed up at that point of time. And these young kids who were unemployed before, they started getting jobs like you would not even believe. And these young kids were getting 50, 60,000, $100,000. They had never seen this kind of money before. Earlier, they were not even getting jobs. And they were jumping jobs for 2,000, 3,000 bucks here. Jumping jobs for 2,000 bucks. I've learned one thing. People who walk in for a few bucks, walk out for a few bucks. That's the last person you want to hire in life. I repeat, people who walk in for a few bucks, walk out for a few bucks. And my daughter, just let me finish this. You see, my daughter, she was offered 2 jobs at that time during the dot-com period. And she kept calling me, Dad, this company is offering this, company is giving this company is giving this company. She had an Excel sheet. She made comparison. I'm getting so much here, so much here, so much here, so much here, so much here. 1 week she kept talking, which one should I join? I'm getting so much. I said, young lady, I've been listening to you 1 week, what you're getting from here. Have you ever thought where you will be able to give more? Did you ever think that way? Did you ever think where you will be able to give more? And you will only rise in a company where you will be able to give more. That's the company you will rise much faster. Tell me which school is teaching all this? आप कितने कोर्स करवा लोगे आप? ये
अब मुझे
एक
बताओ
कोर्स
ना,
करवा लोगे?
तो शिव अब बताओ, तो फिर ऐसे के करें क्या? क्योंकि वो स्कूल के तो
नहीं,
निकल
आप
चुके। अब
देखिए,
एमबीए में तो उन्होंने एनरोलमेंट ले ली, अब ये मैनेजमेंट करे क्या इनको साथ? घर तो आप स्कूल तो वापस नहीं हो सकता, तो क्या करें ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स के साथ? उनको इंस्पायर कैसे करें?
किरण, जो हम अभी बात कर रहे हैं ना, ये प्रिंसिपल्स की बात है, उसूलों की बात है, सिद्धांतों की बात है। ये टैक्टिक्स नहीं है, दीज आर प्रिंसिपल्स इन लाइफ। माँ बाप को खुद समझ नहीं है, वही खुद चालूपना करते हैं, झूठ बोलते हैं, हेरा फेरी करते हैं। वो क्या सिखाएंगे अपने बच्चों को? कुछ नहीं सिखाएंगे और कुछ नहीं सीख सकते वो। और आपकी जहां पर एक लीडरशिप है, you have to see and also look at the leadership. When today's kids see you can teach them integrity, but they see all corruption everywhere, the guy says ये ना, ये कागज पे ठीक है यार, बाहर नहीं चलता ये सब।
अच्छा,
अब
तो शुरू
आप मेरे
कहाँ
को
से करें?
बताओ, आप मेरे बताइए कि क्या करें, आप बताइए।
आप मुझे इन्हें बताओ, करें क्या, कहाँ से शुरू करें? क्योंकि अब क्लॉक बैक तो कर नहीं सकते। वी गॉट टू बिगिन फ्रॉम समवेयर।
देखिए,
व्हाट इज इट
अब
दैट
इसमें
गाइडेंस वी कैन
देखिए,
गिव?
इसमें एक रास्ता है।
हाँ,
मैं आपको बताऊं, you have been very active in socially and people call you an activist, people we call me an activist also. मैंने 3 PIL फाइल किए थे। देखिए क्या मैं बात कर रहा हूं, आप पूछ रहे हो ना कि what is the answer? We need to get our democracy right. देखिए, we are called the biggest democracy. Yes, we are the largest democracy, but are we a good democracy? Are we a good democracy? That is a question. आप देखिए आज की तारीख में 50%, ये तो आपने पढ़ा हुआ है, 50 बारी अखबारों में निकला है, 50% of our elected legislators in the state and the center, they have criminal records. 50%, 50%. आप एक बात बताइए कि अच्छे आदमी आएंगे तो अच्छा कानून वही बनाएंगे, घटिया आदमी आएंगे तो अच्छा कानून कैसे बनेगा? नेवर। तो मैंने इसी वजह से एक PIL फाइल किया था 20 साल पहले नोटा के लिए। नोटा मैंने क्यों फाइल इसलिए किया था कि अच्छे लोग जब तक नहीं आएंगे तब तक अच्छे कानून नहीं बनेंगे। एंड दिस इज वन वे ऑफ ब्रिंगिंग गुड पीपल इनटू द सिस्टम। टुडे यू नो that 50% of people go to vote, only 50%. Why? वो कहते हैं साहब सबका क्रिमिनल रिकॉर्ड है, चोर है, जाके किसको वोट दें? So they said either abstain. When they abstain, this is called passive protest. Passive is a protest, but passive way of protesting. मैं नहीं जाऊंगा वोट करने। Now वोट नहीं करने जाते तो you are not a good citizen. करने जाते हो तो किसको वोट दिया जाए? So what do? Either you vote for caste or you vote for the weakest criminal. अब जो सबसे कमजोर क्रिमिनल है वो जीत गया. Now he's got power. Now that one becomes the strongest criminal. Look at this. The weakest criminal has got power. He becomes the strongest criminal. This is what is happening in India. Now, अब एक मिनट मेरे को खत्म करने दीजिए बात. You see, now tell me, the person who won like this, did you want him to win? Does he represent you? Is he going to do the right job? So now, is this called democracy? This is the biggest joke on democracy. इसलिए हमने कहा था कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट को कि साहब नोटा शुड बी ट्रीटेड एज अ कैंडिडेट। आज की तारीख में 90% वोट नोटा को मिलती है और 2% वोट किसी को मिलती है, 2% वाला जीत जाता है। These are our so-called intellectuals sitting in the courts. What kind of judgment is it? ना खत्म करने दीजिए 1 मिनट में। You see, मैंने कहा है कि नोटा should be treated as a candidate. If nota wins, then for that one election and one upcoming election, all these people should be disqualified. You have the constitutional right to stand up for election. The majority rejected you. They have a constitutional right to get you out. So now when they are disqualified, you can never have a vacuum. Automatically it opens the door for good people to come in, number one. Number two, it will force the political party. आज की तारीख में political party क्या होती है? दूसरे को criticize करती रहती है, वो चोर है, और वो आपकी पार्टी ज्वाइन कर लेता है, एकदम साफ हो गया, उसी को खड़ा कर देते हैं, इसका जीतने का चांस ज्यादा है. But when people know, when the political parties know that this criminal can be rejected, they will be forced to feel good candidates. They will have no choice. तो मैडम जब आप पूछ रहे हैं ना कि इसका रास्ता क्या है, रास्ता जड़ को साफ नहीं करोगे, there is a connection between the roots and the fruits. Roots are bad.
मम्मी, मेरे को ऐसे लग रहा है अब बच्चे जैसे बच्चे हमसे बात करते हैं सर, तो बच्चे काफी बात करते हैं. अभी रिसेंटली एक कॉलेज से बात हुई. बहुत जरूरी है वन ऑन वन कनेक्ट विद द चाइल्ड, उसकी मानसिकता को समझना, उसको समझाना व्हाई इज ही डूइंग व्हाट ही इज डूइंग. You have to ignite the fire within. That end of the day, the child is responsible for his or her own life. जीना भी उसी को है, भुगतना भी उसी को है, फल भी उसी को खाना है. अपने आसपास यही मैंने पूछा था. How do you add value to your own life, true value to your own life, and everybody around? एक इंस्पायरिंग एनवायरनमेंट भी चाहिए यूनिवर्सिटी में, एक इंस्पायरिंग एनवायरनमेंट भी चाहिए कॉलेज में. You have to ignite the fire within that child. You need a connect with that child. Every campus must develop a system of a personal connect with each child. The campus is responsible like a parent. वो भाव आना पड़ेगा एजुकेशन सिस्टम में, बिकॉज वो 3 साल बहुत फॉर्मेटिव होते हैं. जब
Yes,
तक
ma'am.
वो भाव नहीं आएगा इन द मैनेजमेंट टू ट्रीट ईच चाइल्ड लाइक अ यंग फ्लावर, तब तक हम वो कनेक्ट नहीं बना पाएंगे. जी अच्छा, बात हमने करी है दिल की, तो दिल पर आ जाते हैं अब आज. और दिल पर आ गए और हम अब दिखाएंगे सर का दिल. हमने सर के थॉट्स, सर का जोश, सर के कंट्री फर्स्ट की आवाज सब सुनी आज. अब हम सर का आपको दिल दिखाते. आइए हाथ
Lovely.
जी.
Lovely. Beautiful. How lovely. How lovely.
This is your heart. And
Okay.
sir, now we have a surprise linked up with your heart. जी.
Beautiful. Shiv, did you anticipate this? Yeah. Hi, Baba.
Hi, Dad. And just as you spoke about me in the year 2000, I've arrived in 2023.
Actually, you have put me into a very emotional situation looking at all the pictures. My mother,
Yes.
I mean, actually, she's one person I miss.
Oh,
Yeah.
sir. Yes.
Absolutely.
See.
Absolutely.
Yes. sir.
This
उनकी
is his
आशीर्वाद.
full heart space. What you just
fact-
put. Yes.
Shiv, I wanted to ask you, what is it that you dedicated your books to your mummy? What is it that you got from your mama specifically? Shiv?
Oh, sir. That's sir's heart.
Kiran, I'll tell you one thing. In school, I was the backbencher troubling the front benchers. And I used to jump off the wall. I used to go play polo at the present bodyguard. I used to go there. And but in my 10th grade, I failed. But then, see, in my higher secondary, there were only 3 people who got a first division. I was one of them. But when I failed, I told my mom, I said, Mom, Mr. M.N. Kapoor used to be the principal at modern school. तो मैंने कहा कि भाई मेरा साल खराब हो रहा है, मेरे को कपूर साहब, he will give a pass certificate, मैं किसी और स्कूल में चला जाऊंगा, I'll save a year. And since I was so, non-academically inclined and I was to be running away, I was the troublemaker. So my mom said to me, no, you messed up, you pay for it. I said, Mom, I'm losing a year of my life. Kiran, hear this, what my mother said. She said, I would rather see you lose 1 year of your life than lose your value for the rest of your life. She said, I would rather see you lose 1 year of your life than lose your value for the rest of your life. You know something? That is what still comes to my mind.
Yes.
So,
sir. Blessings are
Now
with
you
you.
know, Saina,
Yes.
that it is that actually the heart space, right?
That's
We
true.
chose the pictures well.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Her
And
blessings are
I'll
with
tell you
you.
one thing.
Yes.
I've been slapped by my mother 3 times up to age of 20. Now, one slap in 7 years is no big deal. That's not child abuse. But my my mother, she visited to me Canada. There was a get together. There were about 100 people. The last slap that I ever got from my wife, from my mother, was when I was 27 years of age.
Oh,
And I was married. Bhavna used to be 3 years old. There were 100 people. In 100 people, my mother slapped me right there. And there's a reason now I don't want to get into all that stuff. But something happened, and my sister was running into some problems, and my brother-in-law said something very nasty in front of get together and 100 people. So right away, my mother knew that I would immediately not be able to tolerate that. And I'm talking when I was 25, 26, 27 years old, and I was involved in martial art for many years. So she saw me swing right there. The moment she saw me swing, she just hit me one tight slap in front of everybody and said, "Get in the car. Get in the car." And I did. I was 27 years old. 100 people were watching this. But you know something? She had this much confidence. I will never hold her hand. I'll never stop her.
That's respect of a,
Sir, she's with you. Sir, she's
I'm
with
just
you.
sharing with you. But try doing that today to give a slap to a 27-year-old kid in front of 100 people. Forget it. They have psychological problems. They've got all kinds of stuff. I mean, I think we need to get our basics right. And that's where it is missing.
Sir, this is your heart. This is a side of you.
let Bhavna tell us about the dad.
Yes.
Bhavna, tell us about your dad.
He's
Tell
obviously
us about
spirited.
tell us about your dad. Tell us about your father and your mother. Tell us about
Yes. So my dad is obviously very, very spirited, as you can tell. And it's been a lot of fun growing up. He was always one to say, okay, come on, let's go now. We're going to drive to Disney World from New Jersey. So, packing us in the car, and off we would go. But what he says about his values, they've, I think, gone to every cell of his being. Because when I was 12 years old, I still remember that he just said, okay, come on, you're off to Zig Ziglar's Born to Win. And I said, what is that? And he said, it's a program which is going to, help you in your life. So, when he speaks about values and speaks about what he believes in, it's not lip service. It really is stuff that he walks his talk. And my mom, I think, they've both been, very good compliments to each other. And I've been working for them in their office in New Jersey since I was 9 years old. And I still remember one phrase my mother said to me when I went to college. She said, you're 18 now. And I said, yes. And she said, and you're going to college now. And I said, yes. And she said, you have to get your parents out of you. And I said, what does that mean? And she says, well, we've given you everything we wanted to give you. Now you have to go and build your life based on your values, based on where you want to go in your life. And so, I think both of my parents have given me a lot of their vision, and yet also supported me in whatever I wanted to do. So, and yes, I'm the daughter he spoke about when he said in 2000, she called me and she said, should I take this company or should I take that company? I was like, oh my God, which one do I take? And so Saina, did I answer that question for you?
Yes, you did. This
It's
is all
not
about
enough. It's
falling
never
our
enough.
heart.
It's
Yes.
never enough.
Sir, Sir,
Yeah.
What more?
Saboo,
No,
sir,
let's
talk
ask
about
Bhavna.
you.
Which
Talk
one?
about yourself as a
Saina,
father.
I'm going to
yeah,
add one thing. There we go.
yeah.
I'll add one thing. Dimensions of him, which one, he's a fantastic cook. He's like chef level.
Wow.
And he is so fond of it. And the thing is, he's as excited when he's just cooking for my mom or just me or my sister or his grandkids. He is as excited then as when he's doing it for 100 people. That's the
Wow.
first thing. He is unbelievable. Second, his real aside of humans, he loves animals, and his dogs are his life, I would say.
Wow.
And the third very interesting fact is that he's an excellent singer, and he
Wow.
just restarted it again. And
Sir,
the best part is when he sits down, and I sent you that picture after he's cooked and he wears his chef, Shiv Khera right here. He wears his chef's uniform, and after he's done serving everybody, he'll sit down with Lily on the lap, stare at my mom, and start singing. And that is actually like the nicest time in the home.
sir, you want to do that?
We have to have a song from you, Shiv, today.
Sir, you want to
Imagine
do
you
that?
served us. You cooked.
Come on,
Imagine you
Dad.
cooked. But in a way, you cooked us all by inspiration.
No,
Haven't
sir has.
you?
Yes, sir has to imagine.
Served us so
that,
much of motivation and inspiration. Now,
yes,
please give us a song. Imagine
sir,
you
but
served us.
but sir also has to imagine that ma'am is sitting right in front of him.
Yeah, that's right.
His better half,
Absolutely.
is right in front of him, and now sir has
Yes.
to sing.
Saina, change your name to Lifesaver. Absolutely, you said the right thing. But we would love to have you one day and spend a time
Yes,
with the evening when you come
yes,
down to
yes,
Delhi. We'd love to have both of you. We'll be
yes.
honored and privileged to have you.
No, but we have to have a song because you've served us today nutrition. You've served us so much of mental and spiritual nutrition. Look, and we've
Kiran,
all eaten it. Come on, Shiv, we've eaten it.
Saina already gave you the answer. That closes the topic. Yeah.
No,
No,
we
Sir,
will come.
my wife needs to be there. I need to sing right there.
sir, say something. Say, sir, talk to us about your emotions and your heart and your soul and the power of prayer and what keeps you going.
Hmm.
What kept you going? Who are you deep within?
Well, one thing is that whenever I find somebody in distress, and if they come to me, somehow I have a very hard time saying no. And sometimes people ask me, do you have extra lot of things, extra money, extra this, that you can go ahead and do these things? I said, no. I have no extra. Absolutely. I'm not in that big league by any standard. But I extend myself only because I can empathize with the other person because I have been in their feet. I've been in their shoes. If they are running through trouble, I've gone through trouble. So I can understand how it is to feel that way. So I feel the pain. That's why I extend myself. I have no other reason. I don't have any extra thing anywhere. But it is just that I just feel the pain. So I go ahead and do it because I've gone through it myself. And that hurts. And that's the only thing I can say, that I've had a hard time saying no to anybody who's come. Even when I had nothing, I still had a hard time saying no to anybody.
I
Yes,
can vouch for that. We were in a 2-bedroom flat in New Jersey, and we would have guests nonstop, absolutely nonstop. And some would come and stay for, one came and did a course for a year and a half, and we were in a 2-bedroom. So when he says that, literally, friends of friends of friends have come, and my parents have extended themselves, really.
Fantastic.
We're grateful to God, and that's what I can say
Shiv,
is I do remember. Look, I have a picture with a turban on also. My younger daughter had an Anand Karaj, and I basically go to the Gurdwaras. I've done a leadership program for the Chhatarpur Gurdwara for 150 people there, for three 2-day program there. And I've learned a lot from the life history of 10 Sikh gurus, which is talking in terms of Nam Jap Vanchak Kiratkar, and that is what they're talking about. And the best thing I like about the Sikhi is there is no caste, they have no caste. Every Sikh man's last name is a Singh, and every Sikh woman is a Kaur. And I wish, hear that carefully. And you see, they are Namjap Vanshak Kiratkar. They're caring people, they care. They're sharing people, they share. And they're daring people, they have the guts to fight and pick up the sword. You have integrity but no guts. It is useless. Lock it up. It is no good. We need to learn to fight in life. And keep in mind, if you want to live in peace, you must be ready to fight all the time. If you want to live in peace, you must fight. Not fighting is not a choice. See, this is like because fighting is nature's law. Fight is nature's law. You see, just like a farmer, if they want to have a good garden, they must plant good seeds of good flowers and good fruits. They plant. But look at this, China. After they plant good seeds, there's a whole army of insects and weeds ready to destroy his hard work. Yes, no. This whole army of insects and weeds ready to destroy his hard work. Now the farmer has a choice, either to get destroyed or fight and destroy them. Both cannot live together. So he has to fight. Remember, goodness must fight. You got to be strong. And keep one thing in mind. I'm updating my next book. Is forgiveness a virtue or stupidity? And let me share with you, fight is a nature's law. See, in our body, we have white cells and we have red cells. What is the function of the white cells? To fight infection. See, that means in our body, there's a fight every day, every minute. Do you realize everybody, we all release millions of cancerous cells every day and millions of immunity cells every day? They fight. Whichever is stronger wins. So there is a fight. Fight me must. And this new book that I'm updating, is forgiveness a virtue or stupidity somewhere? Mm-hmm. And I quoted Indian history when Muhammad Ghori attacked India, Prithviraj Chauhan. Prithviraj Chauhan defeated him. And then he let him go. Now, history has two versions. Some people say Muhammad Ghori came 15 times and Prithviraj Chauhan defeated him 15 times and again let him go. And some say it is only twice, and that's about it. But then, why did you let him go? It was your chivalry, मुझ का सवाल है. बड़ा आदमी forgive करता है. Only the great people forgive. Tell me something. Did Muhammad Ghori come here to garland you or make all your women and children and the country a slave? What did he come here for? मिलनी करने आया था यहाँ पर, मारने आया था आपको. आपने छोड़ क्यों दिया उसको? And he went back and he came back stronger and came back again and again and again till he defeated Prithviraj Chauhan and chopped off his head. आंख निकाल ली, उसकी वाइफ को रेप किया, 50 आदमी से रेप करवाया, सड़क पे कर दिया. Is that kind of forgiveness? What kind of chivalry is this? Even if he says sorry, how can you put the national security at stake? How can you let your country's security be at stake? Stupidity. And look at even Bhagavad Gita. When Karan was struggling with the wheel, at that time, what did Lord Krishna say? Arjun, fire and kill this guy. What did Arjun say? It goes against my principle of bravery to fire at an unarmed person. What did Krishna say? You're foolish. He is not unarmed. He is disarmed. There's a difference between being unarmed and being disarmed. He said, 5 minutes ago, he was fighting at you. You could be dead. Krishna said to Arjun, you could be dead. 5 minutes ago, he was fighting at you. He is not unarmed. He has been disarmed by your strength. Fire, kill him. and Arjun killed him. What have we learned from history? Nothing. We have learned that we have not learned anything. How can you let an enemy go like this who is out to destroy you? And since Prithviraj Chauhan mistake that happened, 1,000 years of slavery came in. What the hell have we learned? I'm writing in my book.
Tell us about your day before we let you go, Shiv. How was your day? How do you fight your day? How do you live your day?
Look, I'm a late riser. I wake up at 10 o'clock, sometimes even 11 o'clock. Yeah.
We
Though I
work till
sleep
night.
late, I sleep at sometimes 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. So I do get up late. And then after that, I take my little time and then I come to my office sometimes 11:30, 11 o'clock, and so on. And then, you see, keep in mind, I do have starting trouble. But then when I get started, I have stopping trouble. Then you can't stop me. So then I just go ahead and I keep moving one after the other. You know something, Kiran, in the last, now we just celebrated our 52nd or 50th anniversary, 50 years of marriage. And I got married when I was 23. I don't think in my life to date, and Bhavna can tell about that, I don't think I've come after the full day I've ever said, I'm tired. I've never said that in my life to date.
Never happened.
And I come home and they say, can we go here? I say, of course, why not? Let's go. I don't understand. How can a person get tired? You know something? Hard work never makes a person tired. It is mental stress that makes people tired.
Yeah,
That's what brings them.
Wonderful, sir.
super.
On that note,
It's never enough
Bhavna,
listening to you, Shiv.
yes,
Never enough.
Thank you.
Bhavna, thank you so much for being.
Great.
Thank you, Saina. Thank you, Dr. Bedi. It was really lovely.
Super.
Sir,
Thanks,
what do
Dara.
yes, sir, what do I say to you? Thank you. What do I
No,
say
I'm
to you?
grateful.
No, never enough. It's never enough. One word is not enough, Shiv. People are waiting to listen to you again and again.
I'm grateful. I'm
Thank
grateful to
you
you.
for being so much heart and soul today. You've
I
really
wish your
spoken
book,
to
I
my heart.
wish your book, Shiv, You Can Win, could be a course book in schools. In fact, this is a book for children. Actually should be a course book in all schools.
In
That should be
fact,
the course.
Kiran, I'm coming up with an academy now, and we are coming up our entire program online. So the whole academy is coming up, and Bhavna is taking care of the entire thing to launch. And just about probably we are only 4 months away from launching globally the academy now.
Most needed. I think you're doing it the right way. Bhavna, looking forward to
Yes.
the inaugural of that day so we can all celebrate.
We will
But this
be our
is a
flagship course, You Can Win.
it should be a flagship course where school
Yes.
exactly so that the problems with the management schools are facing today wouldn't because they'd already get prepared students to know how to
Absolutely.
win.
We
Kiran,
absolutely we look at high schools and management schools and everybody actually. You Can Win is a guide, it's a guide for life.
Yes, correct.
Kiran, I'm grateful to God. Some people have rated our leadership program as one of the best programs in the world, higher
It
than
is.
any of the MITs.
It is the
So we're
finest.
grateful
I
to
think
God.
that could be a nursery for management school entry.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
excellent.
Jesus.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank
We'll
you.
start. We'll start with your school.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
So
Always
I
had
seek,
your blessing.
Thank
yes,
you.
sir. Thank you. So I seek your blessings. You are my
Thank you.
elder.
Wonderful.
I seek your blessings, sir.
Superb
God
again.
And
bless you.
a
God
lot
bless
of warm regards to ma'am, sir.
you. Welcome.
Sir,
Thank you.
but a little request. Sir,
Yeah.
do sing that song for ma'am today.
Oh, okay.
Ma'am, ma'am, do sing.
Yes.
That you must now.
Dedicate a beautiful song to her today.
We'll do.
From
We'll do. I'll do that.
Thank you so much.
And Bhavna can tell me all about it later.
We're in
Sure.
different countries at the minute, but we'll let him do it.
Yeah, we let him
Yes.
do it. Yeah. Thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
much.
Thank you,
Thanks a
sir.
lot.
जी,
Thank you,
Grateful to
Bhavna.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Grateful. कैसे बात
Thank you.
करते हैं बेटा?
जी, आराम से सर जी, थैंक यू।
अच्छा।
हमारी ऑडियंसेस का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. थैंक यू भावना, थैंक यू.
Thank you, Saina. Thank you, Dr. Bedi.
Thank you so much.
थैंक यू. लॉट्स ऑफ लव टू योर चिल्ड्रन. थैंक यू जी. हमारी ऑडियंसेस का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. यू मेक इट सो मीनिंगफुल. बस अब हमने वाइज रिलेंटलेस स्टैमिना बिल्ड करना है. करेंगे जी. जय धारी माँ, जय धारी माँ जी. मिलेंगे आपको अगले महीने. थैंक यू माँ.